Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Zwift. This is my fitness journey, and today, well, I figured let's plunge into the deep end. We're going to do our first FTP test, FTP short test. And so we're getting into a warm-up stage right now. I am going to be skipping through bits and pieces of this. You don't need to sit through the entire 50-minute test as I get in, but this is the first time where I'm really getting into a different type of environment. What do they call it? The ECG? Whatever. The one where it locks you in and the resistance is going to try to adjust depending on your pedal pace and strength that you're putting out. And it's a curious thing that I'm not quite sure how to relate to it. But anyway, I'm going through the warm-up now and getting set. Let's go ahead and skip forward and kind of get right into, well, the heart of it. Short, long FTP tests. Alright, so we're beginning 150, harder to find. 120 was pretty easy to find. There we go. I'm having a real hard time finding 150, and then I find it right on the dot, right at the end. Now 175. So these are just early bursts of power, and I don't know how to find this kind of isolated amount of wattage very well yet. I know to ride. Direct power is hard. There we go. So now that's the 20-second test. None of that was hard. I missed one of them pretty bad, but I got 3 out of 4 stars so far. Alright, so we have a 3-minute cooldown now before we go into some more medium length, 3-minute and then 2-minute. And then another cooldown. So this is the 5-minute set. So that was 1 minute of limited effort, and then we'll have 5 minutes of a more moderate effort before we then go into the actual 20-minute FTP test. Now, so far I'm not even winded from that because it really didn't ask much. It didn't ask much at all, so that was quite simple. But last episode I mentioned that I'm doing a cycling March Madness starting next week. I've been picking out riders for all-time comparison, current riders in comparison, specialized events, and kind of big moments in the history of cycling. So I haven't finalized those lists yet. I'm still working on them. This is a great opportunity for you to give a little input on which special moments. I'll give you one example of a moment. I don't know the year off the top of my head. 2018, 29, I think it was 2019. 2019, Giro d'Italia, stage 19. Chris Froome. Yates was in the lead. Froome was well down the order. And Froome attacked very early on. 3 climbs, I think, before the end of the day. Went out to a big lead. And then not only did he maintain it, but Yates blew up and fell off, and Froome went on to win that tour. And of course it was stage 19, so more epic because of how close to the end of the tour that it was. Now, that's one example, and that is definitely going to be one of 16 events that are picked out, or 17 possibly. So, I just noticed my chart at the bottom. Nice. Let's see how we're doing. 20 seconds till we get into that 5-minute effort. So let me know in the comments below if there are any specific. There's going to be obvious ones. Eddie Merckx, guaranteed, going to be one of the options in the all-time greats. Of the current riders, it's also pretty obvious that Roglic, Pogačar, Bernal, even Froome, because he's not retired yet, up to 150. Here we go. That's better. trying to get the right gear where you could push out that sort of wattage consistently and easily. Alright, well anyway, 3 minutes at this shouldn't be too hard to manage. Vanderpool, Van Aert, obviously really making a name for themselves. But there are going to be some choices that are, well, a little more less mainstream, a little less obvious. Let me know if there's any names like that, especially when it comes to the all-time greats. As that list, I haven't been a big-time cycling follower for that many years. I grew up with Armstrong in the Tour, and he was nearly the only name that I knew, besides a few guys at the time. Little elevation change here, and suddenly I'm having difficulty finding the right wattage, but there we go. Seem to have settled back into that. Well, please do contribute on that. Let me know in the comments who you want to see involved in that competition, in that conversation, and then also oh, come on. There we go. No. There you go. For now, we're already 2 minutes into this 3-minute window. It's gonna get a little harder for those last two. And here's the thing. My legs are already feeling it. The reason being, not that this is difficult, because this is actually quite easy, but my body's kind of hit another stage here. I'm sure many of you have gone through this, but here's the thing. So I had that 4 straight days, 2 rides, and 2 soccer games, and come on, 150, where you at? 150, there we go. And I was really fatigued by the end of that, and yesterday was supposed to be a big recovery day for me, but my mom actually came and visited, so I spent some time with her and didn't get an extra rest or anything, and kind of had a regular busy day. And so today I'm still a bit still a bit on the tired side, and that's a bit of a factor for me in how things are going. I got a half star on that one is all. Alright, well, anyway, I think my body is hitting a little point here where it realizes that this wasn't a one-time isolated thing, and that it's very much a 2-part bit, and you know that I'm doing this 3 days a week plus the soccer a couple days a week, and yeah, let's go. There we go. Oh, come on, 160, where you at? Boy, when I shift, it's awfully slow to react on the change in wattage. Alright, well, anyway, my body's starting to react to it. It's craving more energy to keep up with the work that I'm doing. And then, as a result, I'm really hungry. And while I've fairly well settled in, oh boy, it's increasing the resistance big time based on my pedaling speed. Oh, I'm struggling to pedal here. 20 seconds. Oh, this is heavy resistance. Okay, almost there. Almost there. Oh, come on, let up. Let's go. There. Ow. Jeez. That was trying to push a truck. Yeah, there was so much resistance on that one. If that's what the 20-minute FPT test is gonna be like, I don't know if I can get through 20 minutes of that. It was very difficult to keep it moving. Anyway, what was I trying to say? Alright, today's a punishment day. So just punishment can, no voiceover. Nice little downhill recovery here. Easy ride, no resistance. 6 minutes. I need all of it. I've already burned one of them, and I'm really feeling that last little bit where it just made the resistance insane. And that 20-minute one is as much effort as I can manage for 20 minutes. I don't know what the resistance is going to be like. I hope it's not too bad. Alright, well anyway. So, my body's craving more energy, but I'm not inputting more. I'm doing that 100 calories below what is my normal. So, tummy's growling a lot, telling me it's hungry a lot, and I'm left on this energy shortfall at the moment. Now you think that that's a good point where my body would be going, okay, let's knock off some weight and burn that. But right now my body's thinking more about storing fat, anticipating that later part, and getting my body to trick itself into using the stored fat, the stored energy for energy consumption. When that kicks off, I should start losing weight pretty rapidly. But right now, it's just leaving me tired, and it's still desperately trying to store more away as if I'm a bear and about to hit winter and hibernate for a while. So, I'll let you know kind of when my body accepts the calorie deficit, accepts the workload that I'm putting into it, and converts that into burning stored energy. Excited for when that time comes, because right now I'm struggling to get through my days. I'm worse for wear at the moment. We'll see. We got Friday coming, and then a little rest, and then now because I have soccer, aka football, this weekend. So things aren't going to change. My body just needs to accept it and move on. Alright, well anyway, this time wattage much better. I'm going to go ahead and skip forward that 2.5 minutes. I'll see you for the FTP. Alright, here we go. 20 minutes on the go. We'll see how we're doing. You know, I got this uphill section right here. I don't want to start off too strong, and I got 20 minutes to go. And unlike just starting up, warming up, and then going, I've already done 25 minutes, 20 minutes, so get through that first little uphill, and now that that's done, butt down and get going at some sort of steady tempo. This is my baseline, especially right now. The first couple of rides were hard. My legs weren't used to it, but my legs got used to it. And in doing so, I picked up the pace relatively well. I mean, by the end of the second week, we had that group ride, 180 riders, and I was one of the last 35, 40 there, as the others dropped out one by one. So, all in all, I did quite well, and was really proud of the effort. Well, into this week, I kind of go in the other direction. I have that fatigue factor that's really affecting me, and even my legs feel that. My legs themselves feel fine generally, but when I go to do any sort of effort, and that drops away real fast. So what I'm thinking about, what I'm doing, what I'm up to, is this is kind of my low point. You know, I got used to doing this, and I've got the bike running properly and running well, and you know, things smoothed out. Now that I have that, I can set a baseline, and this is a good margin for that. This is a good way to do that, because right now I'm about as low as I'm going to be. As soon as my body kind of tricks itself into eating the stored fat, I'll be that much better off. And back to putting out higher wattage. So for now, I'm a little bit survival mode, and doing a 20-minute effort is not going to be easy. I mean, I'm only 2.5 minutes in right now. That's a very small chunk, an eighth of the way, and I'm already feeling fairly fatigued. So I'm not going to be able to maintain this very well for 20 minutes at all. And so I'm probably going to have a fairly low average. That's okay. I guess you got to start somewhere. All right, well, put my head down for a few minutes, pedal on, maybe catch my breath. We'll continue shortly. Climb was needlessly difficult. I said I've ridden this 3 times already. This is the 4th time I've been up that climb. Twice a week ago and twice now. And last time, obviously, I was in the middle of the increased resistance, and that hurt. This time it was not increased resistance. It was just me having very tired legs. This is so much weaker than my other recent rides, but I'm hurting as bad, if not worse, than my other recent rides. And my legs are really crying out to me in a way that they haven't done previously. So I need rest. I really need proper rest, something I haven't been able to acquire just yet. Well, anyway, downhill section. It's gonna be a little easier. My average is dropping. Been trying to keep that above 130, but it's definitely come down. A little downhill section though, less resistance. Might be a chance for my legs to recoup a little bit. Here we go, down. A, I can push out more wattage easier, and B, I might just get that recovery piece. Just don't have it, folks. That average is just gonna keep dropping. I'm going downhill and I can't push out wattage right now. Damn it, I'm gonna get to the end though, even if it kills me. feeling strong. No, not feeling strong, not at all. Barely be able to eke out the 4 minutes. I might be able to push the last half minute or so, get a few more watts. I don't know what the blur effect is for. I don't know if it's doing that on purpose or if it's doing that as I get hazy and blurry towards the end. It's looking weird. Is that normal? I'm able to have the watts a little bit here towards the end. When I have this uphill finish, I didn't have to go. I can see the marker now, the estimated finish. And that's right in the middle of the climb. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt a lot. Hitting that a third time. Oh gosh, bad timing. It's back over 120 on the wattage. 5 seconds. 30 seconds. Yeah. Back up to 121. 20 seconds. I'm in very low gear. Just spinning. But I'm working it. 10 seconds. Oh, 116. Great. Well, like I said, that was nothing compared to my rides of the last 2 weeks. I'm just that far gone. My legs right now. Alright, well, I should end up with 8.5 stars, so technically 8, I guess they round down. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, 8 stars. It's not great, but considering it's the first time I've ever done the FTP test, wasn't terrible, especially just how I'm feeling. Like I said, how I'm feeling is not good. If anything, I think I might just go lay down after this and try to get some forced recovery in. We got a minute to go. Should finish with the achievement. Should retain what my FTP is after this, but yeah, 116 watts is not great. Especially when it said 121. Not sure why I lost 5 on that, but I know the actual versus what they're registering is not always the same. Courses and whatnot. Very bad. One more time, reminder, drop a comment below for input on current riders, all-time great riders, best moments in cycling. Fourth one, I'll be comparing the biggest races on the calendar. Cool down area. Nearly complete. And the heart rate's actually coming down. 131. That's still a little high. 5 minutes later. That shows how hard it has been for my body that I haven't been able to get that below. Well, there you go. Now it's dropping. No more uphill. Okay. There you have it, folks. 104 average, whatever that is. Oh, that's the whole ride. 18.4, 45 minutes. One slice of pizza. That's it. That's the scary part. That's one slice of pizza. We did get to that 8 stars. Alright, folks, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.